I'm Rose, I'm Rose, I'm always Rose. Everywhere I goes, I'm being Rose. I'm Rose, I'm Rose, and always Rose. And I ain't stopping till everyone knows.
Hello, my rosebuds, and welcome to my channel, Being Rose Street, where I'm more than a dozen roses. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Jill of all trades and a master of some. Now, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe down below. And while you're down there, hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I put up a new post. On today's episode of Being Rose Street, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions, or as I like to call them, New Year's resolutions. Now, some of you that are my close friends know that my birthday was New Year's Eve, and it just happens to coincide with the end of the year. So unlike many people who make these New Year's resolutions starting January 1st, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this year is going to be my year. No, I really just look back and reflect on my life in general as a whole. I'm grateful for making it to the next year, next milestone. I just made it to 51. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm happy to be here, as we should be. And I'm grateful for all the wonderful things that I've had in my life and the great privileges I've had. That being said, we can make anything better. There's always room for improvement. And that's how I look at my life. There's always room for improvement. So I reflect on my accomplishments. I reflect on the obstacles I've gone through and obstacles I may be currently facing. And I think, is there a way for me to solve them, put them aside, or let them go? Because some things don't need a solution. Some things don't need to be fixed. Some things you just let it go. You just let it go. Like, okay, for example, before, like before I was 40, I was a slim thing. I was a very, very slim thing, and now I'm, a thick girl. It's not that I don't want to lose weight, and it's not that I don't want to be thinner than I was before, but as long as I'm healthy, I'm okay with the way I look. I really am. Healthy and happy. That's all I need. Now, as for resolutions, I think about this, okay? So back before, in my past, when I came up on a circumstance that it was a challenge for me, I usually try to find a solution. Doesn't everybody? So I look back though, but even though we try to find solutions, they don't always work. They don't always fix what's going on. And there's a saying that there's no thing as solutions, just intelligent choices. And I agree with that, because when you think about what your solution is at that time, it may be great for that moment, but then as life goes on and things change and the world change, that solution may not work anymore. So back then it was an intelligent choice. You looked at all your options and figured this was the best choice then. There's nothing wrong with that. I also think about who's in my circle. That's a very important thing. I have a best friend. I have several best friends, but I have a best friend that set the bar for all friends that came after that. She not only inspires me, supports me, loves me unconditionally, but she also tells me the bare facts. She also tells me when I'm wrong, 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 wrong. Do I like it when she's telling me? Oh, heck no. I would threaten to unfriend her, but it's not even like that. She's not a social media friend. She's a real life friend. So me saying I'm gonna unfriend her, that's just a lot of BS. I'm never letting her go, because everybody deserves a friend like that friend. And she knows who she is. She does. I love her because she's authentically her, and she likes the most about me. Not everybody's not gonna like everything about you, but she likes the most about me, and for that I'm grateful. So I suggest that you look in your friend circle and you make sure you have one of those friends that love you, that want you to succeed, that are there helping you to succeed, whether it's words of encouragement, whether they're financially contributing to you, or whether they're helping to make pathways for you that didn't exist before. Those friends are authentic. You need them. You want them. But in the same vein, You too need to be an authentic friend. We all make mistakes. We do. And sometimes we make mistakes against people that we really dearly love and want to keep in our life. Fix that if you can. Because sometimes you're sorry and you want to rekindle that friendship and it's just not happening. The other person's just not into you anymore like that. And you've got to be okay with this. You have to be okay to let it go if it's not there for you, if it's not right for you. So that's one of the friends I have. I have another friend that what she does for me is she's always thinking of ways for me to improve. And that doesn't mean she calls me and says, Rose, I don't like how you do this and this and this. She calls me and she says, hey, Rose, I know you're doing this and this and this, but have you also tried doing this too? I think you'd be great at it. Everybody needs a cheerleading friend. But not just a cheerleader who gives you lip service. They need a cheerleading friend who really believes in you and who's there in the stands, who's there in the cold, and they're like, Rose. You need a friend like that. I got one. I hope you get one too. And then you need a friend that's just calming. You need a hype girl. Yeah, you need one that's like, yeah, do it. But you also need a friend that's like, slow down, chill. Not necessary. Let it go. Everybody needs a friend like that. I've got one. So when I look at my friends' circles, I evaluate these friends. And it's not that like they have to pass an exam or anything. It's just that there's certain things I need and I look for that in others. It just helps build you, it builds character, it makes you more rounded. And another thing you want to look at when you're thinking of your resolutions of who you are and how you make your life better, you want to examine your real and your authentic self. Now, when I say that, your ideal self, I think that's a better word. Your real and your ideal self. And hopefully your ideal self is your authentic self. And then if you find that you're not living that, if you're not being authentic with yourself, then you got to think about how to bring them more closely aligned. You want it like this, that's a chain reaction that you want. That's the link that you need, And some of us have missing links, and that's okay too. For me though, I need my friends to be pretty sound of mind. And if you're going through something, I get it, because we all go through something. So when my friends are going through things or I'm going through things, we rally around each other. Like we're there, we're present, we show up. We're warrior women, right? We are there. That doesn't mean we're trying to start a fight. It just means that we're ready for you. We have what you need, and we have your back. Those are good friends. Those are warrior women, and everybody needs some warrior women in their lives. Now, I have some great men friends in my life too, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't trade them for the world. I would not trade you for the world. You know who you are. I love them. And you know why? Because they love me, and we love each other. And we'll be on the phone for hours. Our relationships are truly platonic. But the love, unbeatable. And everybody needs some good men friends too, right? When I think about resolutions, I also think about how can I be happier? I'm happy now. I get a kick out of life, I really do. But I'm always trying to move towards that next level of happiness. And for me, family is first. Family over everything. And family can be blood. Family can be a friend that's like a sister, like a brother, like a father, like a mother. But for me, family over everything. And you will know if you're my fam. You will never have to second guess if you're my fam, because I got you. I got you, babes. This is not going to be a long episode, and it's because I just want to touch on the fact that I know some people are going through things, a lot of things, and I feel you. I really feel you. I might not be exactly where you are, but I've been there. I've been there. I've been there where the only hope I had was the hope I had in myself. And so I want to encourage anybody that's going through something or many things to believe in yourself, to have hope in you, to be your fiercest ally. Be there for you. Stand up, be present, show up. It's gonna get better. So Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Being Rose Street, where I'm more than a dozen roses. I'm telling you, love yourself. 2021 is everybody's year. Ciao.
I'm Rose, and always Rose. Everywhere I go, I'm being Rose.